on the Sports Map Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. Need a mortgage that fits your life? Rocket can.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Jake Asman.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get guaranteed low prices and excellent customer service at O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts, parts, better prices every day. Tony Romo was playing in the Utah Open Pro-Am at the Siegfried and Jensen. Actually, I guess I got the name wrong there. I guess it's the Siegfried and Jensen Utah Open Pro-Am. Never heard of it, but it's in Utah. So Tony Romo, meeting the media there in Utah, was asked about former BYU quarterback and, well, current Jets rookie starting quarterback, Zach Wilson.
I think you guys don't quite know how good this kid is. I think he is super rare. I think he's like a young Dan Marino. And for people, that are a little bit older who saw Marino when he came out in the 80s, people forget like Marino was the guy in the 80s. And then it morphed into Montana and the winning all the Super Bowl stuff. But it was like, how Rodgers has all the talent stuff, right? And Brady's like Montana. And then Elway came on, right? I just think that Zach has rare ability. And that literally I've watched him in his first preseason game and like maybe 4 other plays. But I can see certain things. And he has a couple of special traits that God doesn't give those gifts to very many people. And I think without knowing him, the ceiling is crazy high for this kid. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, crazy levels, which is saying a lot.
I don't know if I've ever wanted to hug a person more than I want to hug Tony Romo. I'm just going to be honest. As a diehard Jets fan, I have suffered watching this football team basically my entire life, besides about 2 seasons, 2009 and 2010. To hear Tony Romo, who is an expert at quarterbacks, talk about Zach Wilson reminding him of a young Dan Marino. I have never been more giddy just thinking about Zach Wilson being like 80% of Dan Marino. I'd take that right now. And also, considering the Jets could have had Dan Marino, but drafted Ken O'Brien instead, it would be wonderful if Zach Wilson ends up being anywhere close to as good as Dan Marino. But you hear that from Tony Romo, and that to me should resonate with every football fan. There's a reason why Zach Wilson was the second pick in the draft. There's a reason. Maybe he won't be as good as Trevor Lawrence. We will see. But there's a reason why Zach Wilson went second overall. And if you watched that first preseason game against the Giants last week, you saw his ridiculous arm talent that Tony Romo was referring to. He threw darts on 3rd and long. He looked good. That's one preseason game. You put everything in perspective. But man, should that pump you up if you're a fan of the New York Jets? It's about time the Jets get a break. Because, of course, the Jet fan can have nice things because they lose arguably their best defensive player before the year even starts when Carl Lawson tears his Achilles against the Packers in a joint practice just the other day. The Jets have been trying to find an edge rusher replacing John Abraham since at least 2007. I had loved this signing. He was an ascending player. He had been dominating training camp. Boom, pops his Achilles. It's just devastating. He had been the best player on the team all summer based on all the reports. He was the perfect fit in Robert Saleh's defense. Right? He was going to be the Nick Bosa for this Jets defense. And I'll say this. I can't sit there and say, season's over for the Jets because that somehow implies that the Jets had like high expectations to be a playoff team. And they didn't. But I did think the Jets were going to be vastly improved. I still do. I think they're better coached, and they certainly have better talent. They have a good offensive line, and they have good weapons. But losing Carl Lawson flat out stinks. So at least I could play you, Jet fans, some Tony Romo talking about Zach Wilson, because that made me very excited hearing that. And the Jets deserve some good luck. The Jet fans just went from Todd Bowles to Adam Gase for 5 years, 6 years. It's a disgrace. And I do agree with Romo. Not that he's going to be Dan Marino, because I have no idea. I still think Sam Darnold could have been pretty good if the Jets helped him. But I agree with Romo in a sense that when you watch Wilson, it is eye-opening what he could do. And I don't think a lot of people have truly watched him yet. I mean, no one watched BYU last year, unless you were a BYU fan. We all watched Justin Fields at Ohio State. That's why we all wanted him to go number 2. We as sports fans, we like to pontificate on what we personally saw. We don't really actually like to do the research. The Jets did the research and concluded Zach Wilson's our guy. We think his game translates. And there's no rule, oh, by the way, that both Wilson and Fields can be good. There's no rule that says they both can't be good. There were 5 quarterbacks that went in the first round. Statistically speaking, probably 2 of them don't end up working out. It's about a 50% bust rate with quarterbacks, give or take, since the year 2000. There's no rule that says Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence both can't be great. There's no rule that says, well, Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, and Mac Jones are great. You just don't know. And I think so much about a quarterback is contingent on the situation they find themselves in. The Jets failed Sam Darnold. I'm not going to sit here and tell you Sam Darnold's a great quarterback because I don't know. But that's the problem. 3 years in, I can't sit here and tell you one way or another. Like, if Zach Wilson's bad with the Jets, it's going to be because he's bad. It's not going to be because the Jets failed him. They already have given him better weapons and a better offensive line than Sam Darnold ever had in 3 seasons. Sam Darnold never had a line that featured Mekhi Becton, Elijah Barrett-Tucker, and Morgan Moses. 3 Pro Bowl caliber offensive linemen on one line. It's the best line the Jets have had since they were actually good in 09 and 2010 and 2011. Sam Darnold never had the following receivers to throw the football to: Corey Davis, Jamison Crowder, Elijah Moore, Keelan Cole, Denzel Mims. I'm not going to sit here and tell you the Jets are, the 2007 Patriots on offense, but they are vastly improved. And obviously, you automatically upgrade when you go from Adam Gase to anybody. You just do. Just like Brendan, who's a Lions fan producing my show, knows, no matter what Dan Campbell is as a head coach, you are automatically upgrading over what was Matt Patricia. Goes without saying. So I've long said that I think the Jets are the most improved team in the NFL this year, but that's also not saying a whole lot when you talk about a team that won 2 games last year. If the Jets go 6-11 this year, they have tripled their win total, to put it in perspective. But I am very excited about Zach Wilson. That, to me, was the pick all along for the Jets to make. I'm glad they made it. I would have no issue if they drafted Justin Fields. But I'll tell you, from what we've seen so far from Zach Wilson and just the way that he's handled the New York media, I've been impressed. Now, this is coming from someone, full disclosure, that liked Sam Darnold. And I believe Tony Romo also liked Sam Darnold. But, man, you hear young Dan Marino? I mean, come on. Can we please get anywhere close to that? I mean, just once in my life, best quarterback I've ever seen the Jets have is maybe like 06 Chad Pennington, 2010 Mark Sanchez, maybe 2015 Ryan Fitzpatrick for the first 16 games of the season, and then, well, you know what happened week 17, Jet fans. 3 picks, and you're losing Buffalo to Rex Ryan. Yikes. You get the point. The Jet fan has not really seen great quarterback play. So if Zach Wilson just goes out there and takes care of the ball, makes some wild plays this year, gets better as the year goes on, that's really all we want to see. No one's asking him to be Justin Herbert in year 1. But you see the potentials there. You see why the Jets think he's a franchise quarterback. And we will get another look at Zach Wilson coming up in less than an hour. Jets and Packers at Lambeau Field. So I'll be locked into that while trying to do the show. So that will not be an easy task. Brendan might have to co-host for large stretches of the 3rd hour of our show. We'll make it work. More coming up. Baseball next.
O'Reilly. The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts will help with all your car care needs.